We recently had a coach come to us from a sport who was collecting a lot of training load and wellbeing information, but they weren't able to access that information, and as a result, they weren't able to make effective decisions on the back of it. So, what I'm going to talk you through now is the solution that we came up with so that they could use this information to better manage their athletes. So, you can see from this worksheet that the numbers you get from many athlete management systems are just filled with heaps and heaps of rows and heaps of columns. It takes a lot of time to extract this information, and it's almost impossible to use. So we need to clean this data so that we can then analyze it and pull it into our dashboard. And our coaches wanted to know what's the training our athletes have done and are they responding well to that training. So I've just dummied up some data. This is my own data, and you can see that we can look at my compliance with athlete monitoring. I can look at the total number of sessions I've done in the last 28 days. I can look at my day-by-day load and what that load is comprised of, the acute load relative to chronic load, and how that tracks over time. And importantly, I can look at a number of different well-being measures relative to myself. So you can see here that I've got slightly less sleep duration last night in comparison to the last 90 days, but everything else is around about average. Now we can also look at any different athlete that we like. So I can go to a different athlete and it pulls in the data for that athlete. So you can see that the daily load changes, the acute and chronic load changes as well, and now we can see that this day-to-day tracking of load, we've got some peaks in load, but we've also got some large troughs in load. And importantly, we can now see the athletes who aren't responding well to the load. So these are meaningful reductions in well-being, reductions in health and motivation, or increases in stress and fatigue. And equally, when we have an athlete who is tolerating the workload really well and is bouncing back really well, these bars will turn green, indicating that they're tolerating the workload really well. So you can see here that we've taken information that was previously quite cumbersome with large amounts of rows, large amounts of columns, and we've presented it in a way that gives the coach the exact information they need and gives it to them really quickly. The strength of this particular system is that we were able to get the correct information to our coaches and sports medicine and performance team a lot quicker, and they were able to make some decisions on the back of that. They were able to manage their athletes a lot better. What we're also seeing is that the information that we were picking up in those reports was starting to be confirmed by the sports medicine team as well through the conversations they were having. For example, one of our athletes was experiencing a fair bit of stress related to being in a hotel environment, in the bubble environment, away from their family, and we're able to pick up that through the use of this monitoring system. So if you'd like a little bit more information, feel free to visit us at our website at gabbettperformance.com. Thanks for listening.